Ah yes, Gustav has been waiting for you. So, to give you a rundown as to how this is going to go, I'm going to prepare your face. I'm going to get you ready so that way you can be his muse for the month. So it's going to be a month worth of work for you. He will be paying you generously, maybe, probably not. However, he will be a little frisky, as his nature is very notorious about being. If you decide that you want to sleep with the artist, then that is your prerogative, but I highly, 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 highly recommend you don't. He is Austrian, so he is very, he has habits. So I would just recommend not indulging those habits and just allowing him to paint you in the beautiful way that he does, with the gold accents and the geometric shapes and the way that he captures the feminine essence via the male gaze, of course. But if there ever was a female Gustav Klimt, then everyone would go to her instead. But for right now, all we have is the Gustav Klimt. So let me just start getting you ready and prepped before I start ranting off about the boss. Yeah, he is a character that I do like, but he is a character nonetheless. So I'm going to be just taking your hair and brushing it to the back, and then clipping it back, or climping it back. Clipping it back and just getting the hair out of your face so that way I can start working on rouging up your cheeks, putting a little bit of soot around the corners of your eyes, and perhaps even giving you a little bit of curls, a little spunk in your hair. That way the round shapes can further complement the contours of your face. So I'm just going to be putting this and clipping it all the way back, just keeping it there. And then I'm going to be taking this one. They're floral. Everything here is very floral, very natural, very feminine, very in tune with the spirit of the day. So I'm going to be taking this one, and I'm going to be clipping your hair all the way back. I dropped it, silly me. Let me try this again. Okay. Keep still. I'm going to just clip that right there. So now that I have your hair clipped away from your face, I have a nice cleansed surface to work with. So I'm going to be getting just a little bit of this pre-prepared rouge. We have rouge on this side and soot on this side. So I'm going to be just sort of patting it down very harshly. That way it kind of keeps, it activates the circulation inside your face to also rouge it as well. And then I'm going to take this soot and I'm going to press it against the corner of your eyes. But I'll tell you in advance when I start that process. Okay. So I'm going to be just patting it really hard. So just tell me if I'm going a little too hard, but if at the same time I'm going a little too hard, then that's the point. So let's start. I'm just going to swipe it, just to give the apple of your cheek a little more of a contour. So swipe, 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 perfect. And I'm going to be repeating the same process onto the other cheek. So I'm just going to be okay. And now I'm just going to be swiping it. So swipe, 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 perfect. Now I'm going to be putting a little bit of soot in the corners of your eyes, okay? Okay. So I'm going to start with this one. You can keep your eyes closed or keep them open. Either way works for me. So I'm just going to put a little bit in the corner of your eye. Just right. Perfect. Now I'm going to be doing the other side, so keep your eyes closed or open depending on what you feel more comfortable with. And I'm just going to perfect. So now that we have your makeup all sorted, I'm going to be just scrunching up your hair, just to sort of do this sort of motion. That way it starts developing some curls, some more developed curls. Your hair seems to have some texture to it. It's not too straight. If it was too straight, we couldn't do this and it wouldn't work. But it has some waviness to it. It has some texture. So it'll be easier to do it this way. I do apologize for the state of my hair. I had just walked out of the bath before you arrived and you caught me at a bad time, but I perform my duty as a good assistant does. So I'm going to be removing the clips from your hair and putting them to the side. And then for the other one, just removing the clips from your hair. And I'm just going to start scrunching, 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 scrunching your hair, making it nice and textured. Textured, 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 textured. Now, your visage has been prepared. Your hair has been prepared. I'm going to just clip open this art box here. This is Gustav Klimt's odorless thinner. a fresh canvas. That I'm going to be preparing right here for Gustav. And of course an assortment of different paint brushes and paints. I'm going to put this back. Now he has an assortment of different paint brushes as well. He keeps them in these measuring cups so that way he can tell what kind of consistency he wants his paints to have when he's diluting them, mixing them and whatnot. So he will probably be using a finer brush than one of these. So let me just place this back. This is of course Gustav's diary, which he keeps his conquests in. I myself haven't succeeded to being one of his conquests, hence why I am his assistant. If I had submitted, then I would either be one of his wives, one of his concubines, or one of his heartbroken ladies of memory. So we also have these tiny brushes. He will probably be using one of these tiny brushes for you. But I'm going to put this to the side. You are all prepped, and if you stay here, Gustav will walk in. Please get undressed. Hence the paintings that he has made before. Of them all, they are all undressed. So if you're not comfortable with that, I would suggest leaving right now. But if you are comfortable with that, then I suggest getting undressed and waiting for Gustav. I myself will be departing, giving you a little privacy. Okay? Okay. I hope you enjoy the master's work.